Hi, everyone. Welcome to Merch Money. Today we have Michelle on with us. So excited.
Yay!
Hi.
And we're going to be talking all about Multipod. I don't know if that's a real word, but that's what I'm calling it.
Oh, it is now. Hashtag it.
Hashtag Multipod, where you're on lots of different print-on-demand platforms. We talk so much about merch and Etsy, and then all the other ones just kind of don't get talked about enough. So we're going to fix that today and talk about all of the other ones. So anyway, we'll go around and all introduce ourselves and say something that we're proud of this week. So who wants to go first? Bree?
Sure. What's up, guys? I'm Brianna Moller Greene from designfordollars.com, also known as Merch Maverick. And my positives for the week, let's see. It's been a busy week. One of the things at D4D, we think we have custom orders down to a 24-hour turnaround. And that's even for sizes of like 10 to 20 designs. So that was exciting. We onboarded our first artist, so that was really cool. And what else did we do? Oh, we just added our RTR packs. We added, well, we've always had the free PSD files, but we threw in the hoodie files now too, so that you guys can do the front and back of the hoodies. And then my personal cool thing is that my Printtech integration that I have hooked into Amazon Seller Central and Etsy. It's really taking off on Amazon Seller Central. And it's all like my within niche designs. But I mean, cool stuff like I've been selling the wine glasses and lots of baby onesies. Water bottles, koozies, couple other random things, hoodies too. So they have a different hoodie style, but so that's exciting. So of course, now that I'm seeing that ticking, I'm like, okay, I guess I got to stay up late and add more designs. So, but it's been a busy week.
Nice.
And a good one.
Who's next?
I'll go.
Okay.
All right, so I'm Amy Springer, also known as Merch Marvel, and my biggest positive for this week, I took one of Brad Kobau's courses for the new Affinity Designer app on iPad, and I totally like kicked its ass, and I had such an amazing time doing it. I've never worked with a vector program before, so I was really intimidated about it, and following this course, like, I feel so much more confident now and just really excited to dive in more. So that's my biggest win. And I apologize, my toddler is off the chains right now. But
well, I love the excitement. I loved that vector you did. I saw the post on Instagram or Facebook or wherever.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was
awesome.
so proud of myself. I mean, granted, it was based off of his sketch, and he walked you through the entire thing. But it's like I flipping did that. So,
yay!
Yeah, thanks.
How long did it end up taking you?
I finished the course in 3.5 days. So.
Oh, okay. Not bad.
It was only like a 4-hour course, but I mean, there was a lot of like pausing and going back, and I mean, it was brand new, but very, very eye-opening and really exciting, and I feel so confident now. So
that is such a good feeling.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, great job.
I'll go.
Yeah.
Amy Nicholas, marketing mayhem girl, although not a whole lot of marketing going on just yet. Waiting on AMS. In the meantime, man, rocking and rolling with the print on demand Power Punch. Tomorrow is episode 100.
Yay!
Celebration. I like shaved my head sideways.
Love it. So
I
rad.
wasn't really for that. I just felt like doing something cool for Seattle. Yeah, so 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night on Facebook, I will be doing the 100th episode, and if I could figure out a way to do YouTube live at the same time, I might do it that also, because thanks to everybody who subscribed to my channel when I asked for a couple of subscribers to hit 500, and now I'm like almost to 700, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
And then research, just rocking and rolling. We're getting a lot of requests. I put out a Halloween research bundle over the weekend that was a limited edition, like only 20 copies would be sold, so people won't have like all the same research. But people loved that because it was like a lower price point, and I did a YouTube video about it, and yeah, people really liked that. So exciting stuff, lots going on.
Awesome. And a shout out to Joe Clay and whoever else shared that. That was awesome.
Yeah, Joe was really awesome for doing that. And I think Matt Sheeran and somebody else shared too. Young. Thanks.
Oh, awesome. It's so nice. Everybody is so supportive in this community. So thank you, everyone. And for sharing our videos too. Speaking of which, if anybody wants to share this video tonight, no, but it's so everybody's so nice. It's supportive. So I guess I'll go. I'm Merch Boss, and my name's Helen Kinson. I have been meaning to upload a lot, for the past several months, and I keep uploading a little and then doing other stuff, like stuff for the group or just getting sidetracked and doing other stuff. So finally this weekend, my husband's in the National Guard, and he got called down to help with the hurricane. So speaking of the hurricane, I hope everyone in North Carolina and South Carolina is okay and recovering from that. He ended up not getting called down there, so he was just gone for the weekend. But anyway, I had the whole house to myself, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to upload. So I did 150 on Saturday and 100 on Sunday, and for me, that's a lot. So I was proud of myself for that. So that's about it this week, except I'm also finally getting around to uploading all the thumbnails. So the YouTube videos will start looking a little better. finally doing that. So anyway, and we have Michelle on today. So she does everything. eBay, Amazon, and on all these different platforms. She's amazing. So you want to introduce yourself?
Yep, I am Michelle Anderson. I kind of mostly focus on eBay and Amazon, but I've been getting a lot more into the print on demand. I've actually been doing it for a while. The thing that I'm proud of this week would be I've been learning, trying to learn traditional art and sorry.
Oh my gosh, like timing. Oh shit.
I can. Oh, he's gonna die. Okay.
That was Amigos ringtone, right?
Yes. I cannot believe it. So now my dog's gonna start barking. Anyway, so I have been trying to learn traditional art as well as trying to learn how to create art, like digital art. And it's taken me, I mean, I've tried this and put it down so many times, but in the last few months, something just finally clicked. And it's always been especially frustrating to me because my full-time job, well, I'm not full-time anymore. My full-time job was as a computer geek. I've been a geek. So I would think to myself, like, okay, I have this idea in my head. I should be able to put it on a computer because I'm a geek. And that's what geeks do. And I've been starting to get a lot quicker at learning little tricks and things to do. And sorry, he wants the hockey TV password. Yeah, I know. Yes, I'm a middle-aged white woman that listens to rap. So there's your weird fact of the day.
Okay, you're in good company.
It's funny because this popped off at a conference, and it was totally unexpected because I'm around all these 20-somethings who are like, what?
I'm 30-something, and I was like, you are amazing.
Yeah. And so Brianna was saying earlier before this is like, oh, are we going to hear that? And I'm like, no. And then, of course, my son calls.
That's her son's ringtone for calling her.
That's his ringtone, yeah.
Aww.
I told you there would be shenanigans.
It's just beginning. I'm sure there'll be more.
I'm sure.
Well, awesome. Did we cut you off? Did you finish saying about your thing of the week?
No, just that I'm learning. I'm starting to learn much more quickly. Picking up tricks in Affinity Designer. And I've been like sketching a little bit more and
Cool.
working drawing, not very well, but I've been more consistent with that lately. So that's been good.
Nice.
I'm happy with it.
What were you using to design before?
I wasn't. I was hiring it out.
Oh. So, yeah. So when did you, well, let's go back to the beginning. So when did you get into print on demand?
In March, September of 2015.
Okay.
Was when I was approved. I didn't do anything with it for the first couple of months because it took me that long to try to find a designer. And then I found a really awesome illustrator, and he did some great designs. I did like 10, threw them up. They started selling. And when I went to go back and get more, he ghosted. I think he kind of bit off more than he could chew and got a little embarrassed and wouldn't respond to emails. So I just kind of rode that for a while. Again, tried to learn myself. So I'm like, okay, these are basic text designs. I should be able to do this. It's not that hard. I would take courses on lynda.com because that's free through the public library. A lot of libraries have free accounts. And I just couldn't get it. So I would just ignore it for months at a time. But, you know, just kept going back to it and kept trying. And I'm coming up with some okay stuff, I think.
That's awesome. I have like almost the same story, so I'm right there with you. Except I didn't even think about like this is how it's so crazy now because it's like there's so many designers and everybody's hiring VAs, and it's just like you know. But back then, it's like nobody was explaining what to do, so I didn't even think about hiring a VA at all. Like it didn't even cross my mind. So I didn't. I just left the account. I thought I would teach myself, and then I didn't, and I left the account all the way until Brianna started VA Rentals. But anyway, so you said you started merch in 2015. Had you already been doing other print-on-demand platforms, or was that the first one?
That was the first one, and gosh, I don't even remember how long I've been on. I think I went to Zazzle next. And I haven't touched that account in a long time. So I don't even know how many designs I have. It's kind of, it was a cumbersome upload process back then. So I just kind of left it. And then when I found TeePublic, I loved it and just went ham. And also because merch was making some changes and it just wasn't all that in a bag of chips for me. My sales tanked on merch. And in fact, I do probably 3 times better on TeePublic than I do on merch.
That's amazing. You gotta tell everybody the story of that one shirt that never sold on merch, or what did you say? Sold once, maybe?
Yeah, I sold one. It sold once on merch, and on TeePublic, I've sold like up to probably 300 T-shirts now. It's a fairly recent design. I don't even know how many stickers, like hundreds and hundreds of stickers, and it's the stupidest shirt. Like,
that is awesome.
I don't know why people are buying it, but they do. And stickers. What are all of these adults doing with stickers? I'm getting like 10, 15 at a time. Like,
and
what are they doing with them?
That's on TeePublic? See, I always think of stickers as RedBubble, so I guess it's on other POD sites too.
I sell a ton of stickers on RedBubble, mostly internationally.
Okay.
But Michelle, TeePublic is crazy.
Do you know what's up with TeePublic? Because all of a sudden I had a spike in sales this month, and I'm like, what?
You have the majority of the sales on TeePublic. Every month they'll select like a 5-day period or so where they run a sale where everything's 30% off. Not just when you upload a design to TeePublic, the first 3 days it's like 30% off. Mm-hmm. But they'll have everything 30% off for like 5 or 6 days, or sometimes a week every month. And for September, it just ended yesterday.
Oh, because I had it like
so it was
a month.
Big.
I was getting
it's all of a sudden it's like boom, it explodes and then kind of goes back down a little bit to whatever it was.
Are they using like their email list or something to get the word out, or do you know if they use advertising?
I think so. I get emails usually after, like if I start poking around on the site, probably because I have an account, if I've looked at some shirts, they will retarget me.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if I go on a big uploading tear, they usually send an email saying, well, here are the shirts basically you just uploaded, but you should buy them.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know. But TeePublic just recently went international too. They also have a facility in Europe. But I haven't seen any international sales there yet. I'm sure because RedBubble has a little bit more of a stronghold.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah, so that's a good point. So of the platforms that you're on, how many are international? Or do you know?
I know TeePublic and RedBubble for sure. I'm not sure about Spreadshirt or Society 6. Designed by Humans, I think, is international, isn't it? I think.
I know we gotta refer to the Jacob Tapping book.
I'm totally I wanted to also real quick, just for anyone that's new, I mean, I think a lot of our viewers are probably starting with Merch by Amazon. So to kind of back up just for a second, beyond Merch by Amazon, if you guys are new to the space, there's tons of other print-on-demand opportunities out there. There are pod fulfillment centers. There are standalone pod websites that will print your products just like Merch is doing. So all of these pods that exist, Michelle has a lot of experience in which ones work well for her and which ones she is generating more. Because are you all organic sales too? Are you running any ads on any of these?
I have not ever run an ad.
Okay, perfect. So, and I love that, which is great. And it's awesome to run ads too, but it's a good example for new sellers because you can get into this and make money and not have to run an ad.
I do, however, have a shop set up for my brand name on Facebook. And I've shared that to friends and family. But there's only so many hours in the day, so I haven't had a whole lot of time to devote to that.
But that's a good example too of free.
It's free.
Like elbow grease, like if you don't have that money to do advertisements or whatever, there are so many different marketplaces. It actually, I think Amy Nicholas, you had a post up about what people needed help with. And I remember one that stood out was someone really wanted help with marketing. And that's a good example of the way to do it for free would be to go to these Pinterest and Facebook and Instagram and things and share your designs.
Well, and share them and wear them. Wear them everywhere.
Right? Selfie.
Seriously. I've sold so many shirts that way just by wearing. If I'm going to the hockey rink, I'm putting on a hockey shirt. If I'm going to a football game, I'm going to put on a football shirt. I'll order one specifically to wear because people will say, oh, where'd you get that shirt? Well, I sell them on Amazon. $20. There you go. They're like, oh, sweet.
You've dabbled in a little bit of some local merch that way too, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's just been opportunities that you've come upon, whether it's within sports or organizations that you're affiliated with or whatever. It's just thinking it's like leveraging opportunities around you. A lot of people don't even realize that there are a lot of things around them right now that they could be leveraging for t-shirt sales or hoodie sales or whatever.
And you have to talk about it because people who might want a t-shirt are thinking that, well, if I go to the local screen printer, they want at least 12 and I only want 6 shirts. They don't even know that this is an option. They don't know that one shirt is an option. So you have to talk about it and let them know. I mean, my son would come home from school, not so much anymore because he's living in Milwaukee. But when he lived here, he would come home from school with some crazy idea that half a dozen kids wanted a shirt with some goofy saying on it. So he'd be like, all right, Mom, make me this shirt. I would make the shirt. I'd buy one for him. He'd wear it to school, send out the link to his friends. I'd sell like half a dozen or so, and then I would just take it down. Or sometimes if it were related to sport, like one day he came home from track practice wanting some saying on a shirt, and he wanted it in his school colors. Well, I did it in his school colors, but I also did it in as many other school color combinations as I could find. And we'd sell, I mean, you're not going to go, they're not going to go crazy. This isn't something you're going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars on, but all those little sales add up.
Yeah,
and it's a quick and easy thing to do, because they're just a lot of times just text-based designs.
And I think that was a great statement too that you made about the fact that like a lot of times we glorify and like get all excited about the big like home runs, but most of your day is full of like, I don't even know, is this a baseball analogy? Single base hits or something?
Base hit? Yeah.
Base hit. There you go.
So, it's
a
just
bunt.
like, yeah, it's like, boom, that t-shirt that sells one or two every day. Now add another one. Now add another one. Now add another one. Yeah, because you're not going to be able to ride those like 400 a day. Like the longevity of that is very short.
Well, and when you have those crazy shirts, you have to worry about copycats and worry about people stealing your designs. Well, I go a little bit lower and don't follow the crowd, and I'll go for those shirts that maybe aren't going to sell tons, but I know there's a market out there. Nobody's copying me. I have not yet run into a copycat of any of my shirts. And believe me, I look. That's today. I'm so salty about this.
Michelle P.I. comes out.
Oh my God. So I have a friend who started a local nonprofit, and she had asked me to do some shirts. She wanted 4 of them. 2 of them were straight up ripoffs of other people's work. And I explained to her, at the time I took it as she just wasn't knowledgeable about copyright and trademarks and that sort of thing. So I just said, well, I can't do it exactly. I could do something kind of similar, inspired by it, but it's really not going to look exactly like that. But I'll give you these. I'll do these 4 shirts. Well, I ended up doing. She was kind of mad, disappointed, I guess, about the 2 that I would not just give her a 1-to-1 copy of. And so in compensation, I did a whole bunch more shirts. I ended up doing 52 designs.
Wow.
I made a catalog, and I said, look, you can either, here's a public link and here's a private link for you on Amazon. So I did, it takes up twice as many slots, but I said, I'll give you the private link cheaper. So I'm only going to make $1 a shirt. But if you sell these, you can pre-sell these for $20 a piece. Make $4 for your organization, and here's this nicely laid out catalog with mock-ups of the designs. There you go. Or you can just hand out these links and not have to worry about it, but here are all these designs. I got nothing. No thank you, nothing. I heard nothing for months. Today on my Facebook feed, I see pictures of her at this event, and she's wearing a shirt that is a copy of what I did, but they added one little thing and had it done somewhere else.
Oh,
People don't value free.
Nope, they don't. And I won't be giving away anything for free.
You're gonna charge double now.
Exactly. Well, and and it was also every time I would post something, she was always posting on my Facebook statuses like, oh, come to my event, donate to my charity. You know what? No. How about a thank you? How about just thank you for the work that you put in? But no.
Oh, no, you said.
Oh, hold my earrings, man. There you go. There's something I'm grateful for. I got somebody that can hold my earrings.
Unfriend her, did you face block her?
I can picture you and Brianna like sitting down making t-shirt ideas, like writing down ideas.
Oh man.
You can't take us anywhere.
Right fast enough.
We got to do that like after the show. Just be like, all right, all the
Next merch.
Snarky episode.
Yeah.
All right.
But that is an idea that you can take and run with. If you're going to do something locally, you can give them a direct link only, and they can pre-order. And it doesn't have to be a public shirt. And I just thought that was kind of a different way of doing that. I hadn't seen anyone do it that way before.
Yeah. So you talked about Teespring. What about some of the other platforms? How did you get involved with those, and how?
Just searching and looking, and just kind of started uploading, and the more designs I get up, the more sales start rolling in. And like Society 6 just added furniture.
What?
Wow. Furniture.
Oh my gosh, I know nothing about Society 6. Anything you know?
I'm still kind of trying to figure that one out. I have just a few designs up, but and we're talking like $650 for a credenza.
Wow. So what do they just slap the print on
Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm like trying to picture it. I can't even picture what it would look like.
Can you imagine
covers
like
from like an $800 chair?
Yeah, like what if the design is poor quality, It's just like slapped on your $650 credenza like sideways. Ugh.
And you make like 0.005%.
Or all fuzzy or something, like it got blown up and it just doesn't
Yeah.
I gotta check this now.
But they have like bar stools and tables. I mean, pretty cool if you design specifically for that. I mean, I don't limit
what would it
myself
be?
to
Like
just
a pattern?
t-shirts.
Like, would it be a pattern or?
The ones that I've seen uploaded so far are just patterns.
Yeah.
But you could tailor that to anything. I mean, there's a lot of different themes for a man cave or a she shed.
There you go.
I hate that word. I don't know why.
I do too.
I can't say it.
Furniture.
No, I don't know what it is.
That's
So
why
I
guys have man caves, because then you can have the whole rest of the house.
I just don't like the word. It's weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing for me.
All right. So we'll make sure we say that the whole rest of the episode.
All right. I'll take my earbuds out.
What was it? I can't find the furniture on their site. All I know is like the typical type products. Although the metal prints sound cool.
You know who else has cool, like, I don't know that it's necessarily all furniture. I only have a couple designs up though. Fine Art America. It's all home goods that are really cool, like canvases. There's a really cool. I'll try to find it and I'll put it in the notes for the show. There's a cool Shopify app where I used it and it was like took one of my designs and applied it to everything. Like you can choose, but it applied it to everything in Fine Art America in like a minute.
Wow.
Sweet.
And of course I picked something I picked a totally dumb design too that like nobody's gonna buy. I just wanted to like test it. And then I'm like, why did I just do that? Like, nobody's gonna want that. But I'll see if I can find the name of the app. I'll write that down. Because I have that installed.
Michelle, you said you were doing eBay. Have you done the like print on demand on eBay at all?
I haven't.
Okay.
I
haven't found anybody that's really doing that.
I'm gonna try it though, and I'm gonna try because Michelle and I both do Poshmark.
Oh yeah.
And Poshmark has like a boutique section, and like they actually have a wholesale program. So it's like kind of somewhat encouraged to like have new sellers on there too. So I'm thinking, I mean, there's no integrations or anything. This would just be like a test. Like I'll have to fulfill it manually, but I thought, why not? And then I know that there are a couple of companies that I'm working with that are working on the direct eBay integration from, like, say, a Shopify store. But there are workarounds. Like if you use, I believe, Joe Lister would probably work.
You can actually, they have an eBay sales channel right now that you can use from Shopify.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you download the sales channel. You have your print-on-demand supplier. You can connect it now. When I first tried to set this up, there was a lot of glitches. I had my listings like randomly removed, and I was contacting eBay like every other day, and they were like, "Oh, we're working on it." Then all of a sudden, they stopped answering my emails. So, but I haven't tried uploading much. I did push a couple products through from Printful. Yeah, I think I had gone onto Printful's app, you know, like their page, you know, where you upload products directly. And then I had it like connected to my Shopify store, and then I went into eBay that way. So that might be a better route.
Okay. Yeah. The route I'm thinking is, okay. So the route I was thinking is my Shopify store links into my Amazon Seller Central. My Amazon Seller Central links to my eBay utilizing Joe Lister. Oh. So what I do is I can take all of my inventory and I can list it on eBay using Joe Lister, and it syncs it and it automatically fulfills it. It's just, I'm not sure that it's going to communicate back enough times through the chain.
Yeah.
To be all like automated.
Because how does it go from talking to eBay to Amazon to...
So like eBay to Amazon, that one's the easy one. That felt like I sold stuff today from my Amazon store to my eBay customers, and I do nothing. It's completely hands off. eBay sends it to me, or excuse me, Amazon sends it to my eBay customer for me.
Nice.
So I'm thinking that could work, but a direct integration would be optimal. You know?
They're gonna come up with it eventually. I mean, there's too much competition coming out the door right now. They gotta figure it out.
Yeah. Michelle, I was going to ask you, what was your, outside of merch, you said, what was your, well, actually, merch wasn't your highest grossing, right, anymore? What was your top one now?
TeePublic.
TeePublic, and then what's after that?
RedBubble.
RedBubble, all right. I was thinking, too, with Zazzle, the thing that you were talking about that kind of turned you off from Zazzle was the fact that it's awesome because it has so many thousands of design options, but it's also exhausting to try to figure out which ones you should actually use. You know? Which I, of course, think you should use all of them. Use all of them.
But I do put things on anything that it'll fit on.
Yeah.
I will also design specifically for certain products. Like I'll design a duvet cover and a shower curtain and a bath mat and towels that I'll go together because a lot of people aren't doing that.
Oh yeah, that's a really good point.
Oh, t-shirts and stickers and pop sockets. No, I'm going to go over here where there's yeah.
That's cool. No, that's a great idea. I was going to mention, of course, I got to mention Orbit Kit for Zazzle, especially because they were green lighted by Zazzle, meaning like it communicates and it's cool. The relationship is cool with them that we're uploading designs to Orbit Kit, and then you build a template, and the template can then apply your design to all the stuff in Zazzle for you with a click. It's crazy. So I'm setting up my blueprint right now because it's one of the newer ones that was added to Orbit Kit, but just so people know, there are options out there, and that's one of them. And it doesn't just communicate with Zazzle, it communicates with a bunch of other pods as well. And you go in and you set up these blueprints, but that was the one thing that I was thinking about when Michelle brought that up, because when I got into Zazzle, same thing. It was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to choose. Like, where do I begin? There's so many cool things. And so Orbit Kit is helpful in that you really don't have to choose. You can apply it to like everything at once. So RedBubble, what you said stickers. What was your other big seller on RedBubble, Michelle?
Mugs and stickers. I don't know that I've even sold a single t-shirt on RedBubble now that I think about it. I think it's all been mugs and stickers. So many stickers. So many stickers. Like, I like stickers too, but what am I going to do with them?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Are you using
Whatever,
and
awesome.
I know a lot of people are using the like their pop socket designs and their RedBubble sticker designs kind of interchangeably. Are you doing that too, or?
Oh yeah, of course, for sure.
Now,
You got to maximize. If you've created something, I'm a cheapskate, so I'm gonna use those elements in as many ways as I can.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that,
especially if I've paid for it.
Yeah. I always say, work them. You got to work them. Work the designs. Like, I hate when people are just like, you know, oh, here's my one design. And then they put it up and I'm like, but do you know how many other print-on-demand facilities are out there? And if you don't have money and all you have is time, like, upload them everywhere. You know, like, obviously make some calculated decisions there. But, you know, like, yeah, there's just so many things you can do and scale them out, you know. Don't let your creativity end with just your one design idea. Like grow it into this tree of craziness.
That's awesome.
I was gonna ask her too about TeePublic, Michelle. When how did you even like? What resonated with you with TeePublic? Nothing. I mean, did you just like throw some designs up there and you were like, "Yep, this is working," or did something stand out to you that made you like go that route?
You know, I honestly, when I was kind of looking through, when I first found all of the print-on-demand sites, I started with that one because I thought they had the most streamlined upload process. So I just like, well, this is the one the next one I can get stuff up the fastest. So I'm going to go with it. And then, you know, then I went with RedBubble next, although I'm kind of debating. I kind of like Spreadshirts, but I kind of don't. So I don't know.
What do you?
I waffle.
What do you?
RedBubble is just so much scrolling back and forth that drives me nuts.
What is RedBubble?
RedBubble, yeah.
And I was gonna ask you what do you is TeePublic mostly just like t-shirts? I can't even remember what they have.
They have like posters and stuff too, don't they?
They have posters and art prints and phone cases,
backpacks or something. Bags,
stickers. Let's see, notebooks, pillows, tote bags.
That's the one I wanted to.
Super easy.
Onesies.
I wanted
baby onesies.
I wanted to point out TeePublic for notebooks because I think that there might be like that might be an advantage to people that are getting into create space a little bit, especially if you decide like, oh, I want to like go beyond create space and go crazy with journals and get into a certain niche that might lend itself well to journaling. Then like there are pods out there like TeePublic where you can get notebooks and journals and things like that are, I don't know if you can do the interiors.
No, but you can do the cover, and they do have spiral bound and hardcover both.
That's cool.
And if anybody wanted to open up their own branded store of journals, you can use Printify and get hardcover and spiral bound Printify app on Shopify.
Printify. So TeePublic and Printify. All right, I'll mark those down. Oh, what else? Sorry, I'm just firing away here.
I know, I like it. It's good because it's like, I was hoping you would because I know that you guys are best friends and I don't know like as much about all the other PODs.
Well, jump in anytime. I don't mean
I'm definitely slacking. Yeah, but the Amy's, if you guys have questions, I'm
How many you said you're kind of dabbling with Spreadshirt. Have you seen enough action there to make it worthwhile? Because I know some people do pretty good there.
I don't have a whole lot of designs up there yet because you can upload 50 a day on Spreadshirt. Oh. And so because they have kind of a bulk uploader that's pretty slick. But then I kind of duplicated myself, so I've had to take some time to like, do I already have that design up there? And they don't put them in a good order. Like they're not. Yeah. You can't really sort them.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And it's like, okay, this would be so much easier if I could sort it by title because then I could find stuff. But
Yeah, I thought it was
So-
weird when I started uploading. I'm like, the way it was like on the side. I don't know. It was confusing.
I mean, I'm making sales, so I'm gonna keep going. I think the only one I've kind of let slide would be Sunfrog,
Yeah.
just because the size is different, and I don't really want to futz with it, and I haven't made any sales anyway.
And then they just got
I think it's
sued.
just not my audience.
They got
TeePublic
sued
just
pretty hard.
really seems to be my audience.
I never sold anything there. I think I only put up like 50 or 100 things, but then I heard about the them getting sued by Harley Davidson, and I was like, oh, they're probably not really spending much money on advertising right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michelle, you don't have to reveal your niches, but do you pretty much design in a certain niche, or do you kind of do a variety of things, or?
I tend to stick to I do the most designs in probably 4 or 5, but then I mean, if I'm at the mall and see something on somebody that somebody else is wearing, or if I'm looking through a like I just got some ideas from the Oriental Trading Company catalog that came in the mail the other day.
Ooh,
Seriously,
give us a little nugget. Give us a little nugget. What do you think? Like just some random thing. What do you think might be coming down the pipeline in popularity or trending? And especially because you have a son. I don't know if it might, if there's something that he's brought to your attention or.
Fruit is trending.
Yeah.
Plaids and florals will be big for fall.
That's so funny that you're pointing those out too, because I ran over to TJ Maxx and they were on, what's that company? There's a company that's doing graphic hoodies, and they're in the men's section, and they'll have like plaid with floral on top of it. Like they're
yeah. And
of course, I wanted one of every color because they had like pink and black and white. But if you go to TJ Maxx now, you'll see these there, and that's some inspiration. They'll have like a checkerboard racing flag. These are men's too, with like a bouquet of flowers on the front.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, and you don't even have to go to the store if you subscribe to. I mean, we all get those Walmart.com emails, or I look through those emails. One, to look for things to sell on Amazon, but I'm also looking for design inspiration, and I'm looking for patterns and trends. Like, is everybody's sending out emails about the fall clothing sales. Well, if I'm noticing a pattern in, it's all dark colors, or it's all pastel, or it's all jewel tones, I want to make note of that when I'm designing shirts. You can find those patterns everywhere. You don't have to just. My dog is looking at me like from just off camera. She's like,
your dog is judging you right now.
I'm like, no, it's not time. And she's gonna try to jump on my chair. Yes.
She can come on the show.
Yeah, we gotta meet your dog.
Oh, she's
And
a beast. No, she wants to bark. Come here.
I gotta interrupt for a second and call people out on the chat, because first of all, I'm never in the chat, so I apologize. But my dad's watching, my brother's watching, so shout out to both of them. And who else? We got Bo, Teresa, Laura Burke, we got Beverly. Yeah, Lance. Lance is always watching. Thank you, Lance. Jacob Topping, Multipod, #Multipod. There we go. I think he has it in his book. I think he uses that word. So maybe we stole it from him.
Jacob wanted me to hold up the book.
There you go. Perfect. And then who else is watching? Mario. Chiplane. I don't know. We got all kinds of people. Thank you guys so much. Always coming on watching. Diane Craig.
I was gonna say Ecom Chicago is here too.
Oh, nice.
For those of you guys that follow me or Facebook friends, I'll be speaking at Ecom Chicago with a whole panel of speakers that are amazing. So I'm super excited to be included with all of them. But if you can make it October 18th, 19th, and 20th, I'll be coming into town early and staying late. And then they're doing something new this year, which is really exciting. They're doing Coach's Corner. So on Thursday, if you're coming into town early, it's totally free. 12 of us are volunteering our time to just do like mini consultation, 20-minute things. Like I signed up to do 24, like 24 different people can sign up and we can hang out for 20 minutes at a time and chat about whatever. Ask me whatever you want.
Awesome. You're doing that.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like I want to meet everybody. There's just not enough time in the day. So this is cool. It's like
great
speed dating e-com style.
I love that. That is amazing.
Yeah. And then let me think here. BMG D4D 2018 will get you $20 off. And then if you go on my page, we're giving away, Rich and Mark have given us 2 free tickets to give away. So they're worth $200. You can find it on my page, or I'll drop it in the notes later or whatever. But you guys can sign up for that. And I'm giving it away soon, so you can plan your flight.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
So I don't know if it's Rich watching, but hey to Ecom Chicago, and thanks for tuning in.
Nice. I also want to call out Anna Ben's watching, and Christina is watching. She had an awesome week, so we want to congratulate Christina. She did that awesome post in our group and a couple other groups. But congratulations, Christina. That was yeah. There you go.
Christina is amazing.
284 shirts in one day. That's awesome.
That girl hustles.
Yes. Yes. Who else we have in here? And did anybody ask questions? I'm looking really quick to see if there's
I haven't seen any. I've been watching.
Oh, Laura said that the PODs should watch the shows because then they get feedback on their upload process. So that's a good point.
Helen, let's go knock on their door and tell them.
I know.
You guys need to watch.
Just start emailing all of them and be like, here's the link to watch our show.
You know what? It might be surprising. Like, we might be able to help them and they can help us, like, understand and partner up better,
Yeah. Mario said that merch money beats out football again. That's amazing. I feel like that's, like, highest honors right now.
Yes.
That is awesome. And then Diane said her 14-year-old grandson loves hoodies, even in 90-degree heat. Loves the banana one I made him, and he plays football.
These older people, man. I live in Florida, so when we went to visit, my husband and I visited some neighbors, and they're all kind of like over the age of 55, and their house was so hot. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go check out my dogs.
What do you keep your temperature at?
We keep ours at like 78, which I really
do too.
Pretty warm.
We do too.
Yeah, but theirs was totally like, I swear it was like 85 in there. And the grandma, like the elderly grandma, was on the couch with a blanket on. It's like, oh my gosh, like my grandparents are the same way. Like my grandma's always cold, but they live in Maryland, so it's a little different. It was like 95 degrees outside.
Oh my gosh.
Somebody all of a sudden realized football was on. I think we lost some viewers.
Mario.
Oh shoot!
Your dad said as long as it's not the Redskins.
I know my dad will not. Oh my gosh! First of all, he has all of his kids went to Rutgers except for 2, and is that Well, my sister went to anyway. Whatever. One of them's at Ohio State. It's her last year. So he's like completely switched over to Ohio fan.
Oh.
he doesn't. Yeah, he was rooting against Rutgers when Rutgers just recently played Ohio. Traitor to all. And I'm the oldest of 8, so there's a lot of kids he was a traitor for.
You're exposing them.
I know. Oh my gosh. So. All right, we got way off track there. But does anybody have any questions for Michelle while we still have her on? I don't know how you guys do it. Like you and Brianna are like 2 peas in a pod. Like being able to do Amazon, eBay, Poshmark, and then all these PODs that I don't even remember the name.
I guess, Michelle, you and I have just been, I always say, I've been in the industry forever. Like, I really have. Like, oh my gosh, one day you just look back and you're like, oh my gosh, like I was on eBay when it started. Like that is so weird, you know? So I think she's obviously, I'm like speaking for you, like you can't speak for yourself. But like you just add layer upon layer as you go. Like you kind of figure out one layer and you perfect it, and you almost get like bored with it a little bit, or like you get to a point where you're like, yeah, I got this, next. And then you like kind of just add another layer.
Yep, and you just keep building. Helen and I were talking before the show. I was actually on eBay when it was called Auction Web. I didn't actually buy or sell anything.
Whoa.
I had a coworker that did, though. And I just thought he was completely insane. And then months later, started selling. And I thought, and my husband at the time thought had absolutely lost my mind. He thought he was going to maybe have to commit me. Seriously, like people didn't think the internet was going to be a thing. Like they didn't,
I know.
They did not believe in the internet.
If
like,
we could only go
back,
that'd be hysterical.
It is like such a big culture change. Like I remember when the first couple people started doing online dating, like way back, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, who could be so desperate?" And now it's just like a thing.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah. Now you're like, you met face to face? Like, are you weird?
I know.
What's going on?
Yeah. You met someone in real life? Yeah.
Well, it was only what in the 90s that really the internet really just took off. I graduated in 98 and I was using a typewriter for my senior paper still.
Yeah.
And it was literally that year, all of a sudden, that the school system was like using computers and the internet. Like I was like using the library, the card catalog.
Yeah.
You know, like finding my books.
It's crazy, like the differences. I mean, I'm 35, so I should be like pretty, you know, like there was internet and when I was in high school and everything, but I hated it. Like my dad liked it. Like my dad was like, oh, the computers are awesome and you know, internet's great. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this computer shut down when I was trying to write my paper. Like it takes 500 hours for this computer to load up. I mean, not really, but everything felt slow. I didn't get it. I was like, I do not want anything to do with the internet. Like, I just think it's so funny that now I do an internet business.
Yeah. I remember thinking it like a gold mine because you could search for stuff and just dig and dig and dig. And I'm like, you know, you go to the library, you find 1 or 2 books. Like that was my thing. I wanted to learn. I'd go to the library, get the books, read about it. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I can just go online and there's just like pages and pages and pages.
And then for a while, everything must be true. Exactly. They call the internet.
There was like no policing at all.
No.
Lance says nothing better than liquid paper for the typewriter. For liquid paper.
I remember writing like scholarship applications, and it'd be like, you gotta fit it in this box. Okay. So like you run it through a typewriter, and you're like, it like never would fit. So weird. Am I that old?
I know, it's crazy. Like I'm wondering, like in 30 years from now, like. Because I'm only 35. I mean, it's like in 35 years, like so much has changed. I mean, there wasn't even computers or internet, I don't think, when I was born.
Let's get it straight. It was an electric typewriter.
Like, imagine if it keeps up at this pace, like how different everything will be in 30 years. Like, I can't even imagine.
There was a question for Michelle from Teresa. Do you have problems with copycats on TeePublic?
I haven't yet. Not
good. That's good to know.
And those designs pretty much what you have on merch too. So like if they copy you, it would be like because they're copying you from merch onto merch.
I usually start my upload process with merch, and then I go, then I just kind of go down in my spreadsheet, TeePublic, then RedBubble, then Spreadshirt, then, so.
Is it faster for you to like upload, like say 50 designs to TeePublic than 50 to RedBubble, or do you just do them like a couple at a time?
I usually stick with one site at a time. Okay. So like if I did them all on merch yesterday, then today I'll go to TeePublic just because it's easier to get into a groove.
Yeah.
And those little seconds, they add up and they count.
Okay.
And, you know, I want to be as efficient as possible. Like I said, I had a full-time job. This week, I'm actually starting part-time. But you run into, we all only have 24 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
And if 8 of those hours are spent sleeping and 8 of those hours are spent working, you know, you run into that time crunch where you have to, you know, seconds count. You've got to find those efficiencies.
Agreed.
All right. Well, I don't have any more questions. Does anybody else have more questions? Or is there anything, or any of the platforms, do we miss any?
Christina says, running straight to TeePublic now.
Yeah, I was just looking at that too.
And she will too. I am so impressed. So quick with taking action. So
now, I'm sorry if you've already answered this. I've been running back and forth because my kid's having a tough night. But what is your, do you put all your designs on all of the sites, or is it more like specific towards each different POD? The products that you choose to put up, designs rather.
I put them up everywhere. All of them just go everywhere. I figure if they find me one place and they go searching, they might find me another. See, there goes the dog.
That was your 4-minute warning.
That was my warning. Yeah. Yeah, I just put them all up everywhere. I use the same brands. I have just a couple of brands, and so I kind of figure that helps. No. I figure that helps my brand recognition when I eventually work on getting that website up and going too. Need a collar?
Aw. We gotta see the dog.
She won't come up here. I was trying to get her to come up here, but she's just we had a storm rolled through and she's super terrified of rain and thunder. So now she wants to go potty outside.
Oh, okay.
What kind of dog is it?
She's a lab greyhound mix.
Okay.
Mostly lab.
She sounds like more ferocious.
Yeah. Big and black. So she looks scary.
I'll show you guys what I got going on over here.
Yeah.
Aww, so cute.
Monkeys.
Totally passed out, 2 of them.
Now, do you think you'll be adding any more print-on-demand websites or anything in the future, or are you happy with the few that you're in right now?
Probably. I don't know. If I find some more and have some time, I might consider adding more.
What about Etsy?
I started setting that Etsy Printful thing up, and squirrel.
Yeah.
It's on my list. I mean, okay, like my to-do list, I'll just maybe flip right through. It's like a notebook, and it's, pages. It's not, I mean.
That's a true entrepreneur. It will never end.
Yeah.
Oh, Laura had a question. Are you doing any jewelry?
No, not yet. It's on the list.
It's on the list.
It's on the list.
Laura set up jewelry right after that show yesterday. I was so impressed.
I'm dying to do it too, but I just can't get to it.
Their stuff is so beautiful. They make video ads too, and I'm like, I might have to invest in that.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Michelle, for coming on today and for being in the Merch Money group. You've been in it since like the very beginning, right? I think pretty early on.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. And for anybody who doesn't know, I've posted a couple different times. Michelle's been the top contributor, or at least the top 10. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing with the community and for coming on here tonight.
Yeah, it's so fun to talk to people. This is technically not in person, but I feel like it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like having a conversation instead of just online. So it's fun. fun getting to know everybody. And thank you so much. I don't know how you fit in the time to do all that you do, but I'm impressed.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Make sure you guys all like this and share it and subscribe, please. What do they say? Hit the bell or whatever?
Yes, I know. Whatever.
I need to learn all this lingo.
I know how to
hit the subscribe button.
So if they hit the bell, they'll actually get a notification about when you're going to go live. So you could get an email notification if you hit the bell.
Well, then you better hit the bell.
Then you'll feel guilty when you're really.
I didn't want to miss it.
Yeah, when you're watching football, you'll feel guilty. You'll get that little notification like, wait, you should be watching Much Money. No, well, thank you guys. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys next week.
Good night, guys.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.